It's so early. Why am I awake?
Look at her, she's spitting nerdy. Look at her, she's spitting nerdy. Can't you see she's spitting nerdy? Look at her, she's spitting nerdy.
Good morning, everyone. Today I woke up at 6:30 a.m., which in Marissa land is just so early. A friend of mine is in town and we are going on a hike, and I'm very excited because we're hiking kind of to the Hollywood sign, I guess, which is a hike I've been wanting to do since I moved here like a year ago. So it is way too early to eat breakfast. The thought of food is disgusting right now, but I'm sure I'm gonna get hungry. So I'm gonna bring a snack. I'm bringing along an epic almond butter chocolate bar, and then I also made like this giant trail mixy bag. I combined some of my Paleo Nola with some of my Bob's Red Mill muesli with some dang coconut chips in the caramel sea salt flavor. So I'll have all of that to snack on. And then I do want a tiny bit of a pick-me-up, so I'm going to make a very simple matcha latte. I have some unsweetened vanilla almond milk. And then for the matcha, I'm using the SIGMATIC Lion's Mane matcha. I want a tiny little kick of caffeine, but I know that an entire cup of coffee is just gonna make me feel super jittery, so I think matcha's gonna be better. And then Lion's Mane is one of my absolute favorite adaptogens because of its incredible brain boosting benefits. The studies actually show that it could be potentially protective against different neurodegenerative disorders like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease because it has a compound in it that encourages neurogenesis, and in a healthy brain it just helps promote cognitive function. I do have a discount code for all 4 SIGMATIC products. It's FitNerdy, all lowercase, all one word, obviously, for 15% off, so definitely go check those out. That's absolutely one of my favorite that I use all the time. Tiny splash of maple syrup, a dash of cinnamon, a few drops of vanilla extract, and then we blend. Okay, this is good and all, but every time I make an adaptogenic latte, I'm always thinking about all the things I would have added. I never make them simple. If I had had more time, I definitely would have put in a packet of like just the pure Lion's Mane elixir, because SIGMATIC has that too. And then I would have also added some creatine, because as you guys know, I have been getting back to my lifting routine lately, and so creatine would be a nice little boost. But alas, I was in a rush, so all I have is the matcha. But I'll make do. I just hope it kicks in soon because I am sleep deprived and I can feel the sleep deprivation affecting my brain circuitry. So I need the Lion's Mane to come repair my brain circuitry. Please help.
If you want some never, just let me know.
Oh my goodness. Where is this lake? Since when is there a lake? Oh, Hollywood sign. I want to sit on it. We did it! Made it to the top. So sweaty. That hike was a little more intense than anticipated, but it was also really hot, so I'm kind of dying. But it's now breakfast time, so we're going to one of my favorite coffee shops that has some of my favorite coffee, so I'm excited. Can I get the California omelet, but with no potatoes and no cheese and add bacon? So I've just been editing for the last few hours. I finished off all of my snacks from the hike and I've been sipping on a lemon water. But I'm getting a little bit hungry, so I want a snack. I'm really excited for dinner, so I don't want to ruin my dinner, but I need food. So I made myself a little bowl of berries topped with some nutso nut butter. This is the Paleo Organic Power Fuel in chocolate flavor. I really like the nutso nut butters. I don't use them often enough. And then I top it with a few coconut flakes, and yeah, that'll be my snack. And I've decided that I want to make some paleo brownies because they're brownies and they're really good. And I've also been promising you guys on Instagram for the longest time that I would show you my paleo brownie recipe that I have been obsessed with. And so I figured I should actually get around to that. So we're starting out by melting all of this stuff together. We have approximately 40 grams of the Nohmad coconut milk with cacao nibs chocolate. I usually use the dark chocolate, but I'm out of that, so we're just gonna see how this goes with the milk chocolate. And then about 20 grams of cacao butter. This is just plain cacao butter. A quarter cup of cacao powder, plus an extra tablespoon of cacao powder. Oops, sorry, I meant half a cup of cacao powder plus a tablespoon. And then we're using half a cup of coconut oil. I'm gonna have to refill that and dump that in because this is only a quarter of a cup. So in order to melt this all together, we're gonna create a makeshift little double boiler. I think that's what it's called. So you're gonna need a pot and whatever you put this in. Ideally, you want this to like sit with space on the bottom, but I don't have a smaller thing to hold this, so we're just gonna go with what we have. So I have some boiling water, just so that I don't have to wait for the water to boil. And we're gonna just stick this in there and it will heat it without burning it, theoretically. Oh, that's floating. Oh, that's nifty. Okay. So it'll start heating up and melting together, and then we'll move on to the next step. Now that this is all nice and melty, we're going to go pour it into a cooler bowl. From here, we're going to add our sweetener, and in here I have half a cup of maple syrup and half a cup of honey. You can really use whatever you want, but that is the ratio and split that I like to go with. Mix it up while it's still warm so that it doesn't get super goopy. Then we're gonna add some vanilla. I kind of usually just do a splash of this and eyeball it. I think it's probably around half a teaspoon. Then we're gonna add 3 eggs. Guys, baking is really hard to do one-handed. I need to figure out how to do this with my camera better. And then we have a quarter cup of coconut flour, a quarter teaspoon of baking soda, and about a quarter teaspoon of salt, but I usually just kind of grind it in there. So that's it for the base of the brownies. I know you can kind of add any little mix-ins that you want if you want to add nuts or chocolate chips or whatever, but today we're making special brownies, and I don't mean pot brownies. You know me, you know special brownies means adaptogenic brownies. So I'm gonna be adding 4 packs of the Reishi mushroom elixir from SIGMATIC. Reishi is really good at balancing cortisol, which means it's really helpful in balancing out your stress levels essentially. So if you're super stressed, it can help make you a little bit less stressed, a little bit more calm. And so since I like to eat my brownies before bed, I figured, you know, that's a good time to de-stress and have a little bit of reishi. And I think I'm gonna add a touch of cinnamon in there too, just to play around with it. I haven't put cinnamon in these before, but I think it'll be good. I just remembered that I really wanted to put some salted macadamia nuts in these, but I ate them all yesterday, so I can't put them in, and it's so sad, but next time I'll be putting some macadamia nuts in my brownies. Preheated the oven to 365 degrees, and I'm gonna cook them for about 15 minutes, see how they look. The brownies turned out so delicious. I took them out when they had like 4 minutes left and added coconut, and I chopped up the rest of the Nohmad chocolate bar and topped it with that. So you can see the coconut got a little toasty, the chocolate chips got a little melty. And now it is dinner time, so we're making burgers with bae.
Burgers with bae.
Have some ground boost beef from the farmer's market with a variety of spices in here, and I also put some almond flour in here. I'm not sure if you're supposed to do that, but I definitely made a burger recipe that had almond flour in it once, so I went ahead and did that. And then for the buns, I got these awesome things called unbuns. My roommate found these, so shout out to her, but they are keto buns that are technically paleo, although according to some people they aren't because they do have psyllium husk in them, and I guess some people don't consider that paleo, but that's not one of the things that I'm testing with my paleo as an elimination diet, so I don't really care that it's in these. So these are awesome. If you're doing keto or if you're doing paleo and don't care about psyllium husk, highly recommend. Then we've got some sweet potato fries cooking in the oven, and then our burgers will be topped with some bacon, avocado, onion, and lettuce. Oh, and I get to use my new ketchup that's sugar-free and sweetened with dates. I did try it the other day and it's so good, so I'm really excited to finally get to use it. Hey, it's good. You haven't tried it. Can I have you try my ketchup and see what you think of it? Just like a little taste,
Sure.
Yes. This is the ketchup that I got in my Thrive Market order. It's good food for good ketchup. No sugar added, but sweetened with dates.
It smells like tomatoes.
Yeah, it's ketchup.
I don't like tomatoes, but I like ketchup.
Yeah. Okay, you aren't throwing up, so that's
It's not bad,
okay.
but I'm gonna use regular ketchup.
We got 2 little ones for my little buns and a big one and some bacon, and the sweet potato fries look beautiful. I'm so excited. Oh my god, you guys, look at these burgers and these fries. I am literally so excited right now. I have no idea how I'm gonna eat this because there's a huge pile of food. I don't think I can fit that in my mouth, but we're gonna figure that out. But oh my god, oh my god, I wish I could share this with all of you because I am just, oh yes, I need this in my life. It's dessert time. I'm gonna have one of my brownies. Don't lick my brownie?
She never wants to share with me.
I offered you brownies and you're like, ew, no.
I don't eat chocolate.
He doesn't like dessert. It's perfect.
I just-
He doesn't take my food.
She eats my French fries. This is not it.
You ate my French fries tonight?
They were good.
Anyway, I'm gonna eat the rest of this brownie. I've just been nibbling on it all night, so I have like half left. So I think I'm just gonna eat it because it's best the day that it's baked, and it's just yummy, and I want to eat it, so I'm gonna eat it. So I was too full last night to completely finish the brownie, but don't worry, I finished it this morning, and I was too tired last night to finish this vlog, but don't worry, I'm finishing it now. As you guys know, I've spent the last few months trying to get back on track with my health and fitness. When I graduated over a year ago and then started working 80 hours a week, my lifestyle changed completely. I went from working out for about an hour and a half, 5 days a week, to barely working out 3 days a week and being extremely sedentary. When I was in school, I was walking between 10 and 15,000 steps a day, and now if I don't make an actual effort, I get in about 3,000 steps. So my lifestyle changed dramatically, but my habits didn't, and that kind of started catching up to me. And while I've managed to make some really amazing strength gains, I've also made some fat gains, and I've spent the last few months trying to readjust my habits to match my lifestyle, and I've managed to lose a little bit of weight. And what I found has been working for me best right now is eating intuitively and training intuitively with a little bit of macro tracking thrown in there just to make sure that I'm staying roughly around the calories that I want to. I want to make sure that my intuitive eating doesn't lead to severe under eating, because that would be really bad. And so I think yesterday was actually a pretty great example of what I would eat on a day that I'm completely not tracking and eating intuitively. I enjoyed every single meal so much. Yesterday was such a good day, mostly because of the food, also because of the hike. That was so much fun. I'm actually sore though, which kind of concerns me and makes me think I should go on hikes more. But I also think, or at least hope, that it kind of shows that being fit and being healthy and being active doesn't have to be boring. Like, my activity for the day was going on a hike with a really good friend of mine from college. It ended up being a really fun hike, even though I was sweating my face off. And then for food, you know, I ate breakfast out at a restaurant. For dinner, I had 2 ginormous delicious burgers. For dessert, I had brownies. Like, I'd say that's a pretty good day of eating for like just about anybody. And yeah, you could find things to criticize. Like, I have no idea what oil they used at the restaurant. They probably used something like canola oil or another oil that's inflammatory and unhealthy. For dinner, the bacon on my burger probably wasn't ideal because of the nitrates, which is not necessarily a good thing. The dessert was full of sugar. But health is not black and white. It's not all or nothing. You know, what I ate yesterday was a million times better than if I had had like a pastry for breakfast and pizza for dinner. And you know, that's great if you're someone who has everything figured out and you can make all of your meals at home and it's all full of nutritious ingredients and there's nothing in there that's at all bad. But if you're in a position where you either can't afford that, or your lifestyle doesn't allow for that, or you're not in a good enough mind space yet to be able to handle that, then that's totally fine. What you aim for your health should be based on what you're capable of, not other people. I fall into the first and third category there of lifestyle and mindset. You know, I work 80 hours a week, so it's really difficult for me to cook all of my food and be able to make more mindful choices. And then as far as my mindset goes, I eat so much cleaner than I did just a year ago. But clearly, I haven't cut out all the bad things. You know, bacon and processed meats are pretty inarguably not healthy and ideal. The amount of sugar in those brownies probably also not healthy and ideal. And I would love to get to a point where I'm limiting those foods as well, but there are other things that I'm trying to focus on that are more important, like being active and trying to actually get to the gym regularly. I think is probably at the top of my list. And like I always say, if you're trying to make a big change, you need to take little steps to get there, or else it's not sustainable. If I tried to leap to the end of my fitness journey and do everything perfect all at once, I wouldn't be able to do that. So for now, I'm just taking baby steps to get to a healthier, happier Marissa, and sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming to think of how far I have to go, even to get back to where I was a year ago, let alone to start making the actual progress that I want to. But I also think it's super important that when you start getting overwhelmed with how far you have to go to get to where you want to be, that you take a minute and you look back at how far you've come and appreciate the hard work that you've put in. So with that being said, that was a little bit of a ramble, but I think I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys got something out of it. If you did like it, please give it a big thumbs up because it really does support me and my channel, and I really appreciate it. Please share this video with anyone that you think might benefit from seeing it. Please subscribe for more videos. Hit the notification button so you don't miss any future videos, and I will see you very soon. Bye.